Hey, do you remember a few weeks back I taught you how to give a rocking neck massage? Today is an exciting tutorial. I've been hanging to do something like this for absolute months. I've never created a tutorial like this. It is super advanced. Like, I don't even know if it should be on YouTube, but maybe it should go into the Melt Masterclass. But here's what I've done. A few weeks back, we learnt the neck massage. It was stupidly simple. It's one of the most basic techniques I'll ever teach you. And today I'm going to get the exact same footage, the exact same massage, slow it down to a grinding halt. It is mesmerizing watching this footage. It is like 5% the speed of what we do in normal time. And you get to see exactly what each finger is doing. You can see exactly what my hands are doing. Each stroke, deliberate, everything is done for a purpose, and we get super technical. I'm breaking it all down, unlike I've ever broken my techniques down before. Everything's always been basic and achievable. This might make you go, wow, I think I might just give up altogether, which is not what I want to do, because this video has been created specifically for the advanced users of my Melt Masterclass. If you don't have my Masterclass, go ahead, get it. It's in the link down below. It's super important. Every relationship should have a little bit of massage in it. Now, if you are a beginner, don't freak out, guys. Use this video as inspiration, something to work towards. Go back to the neck massage that I taught 4 weeks ago, which is the exact same techniques, just simplified, and copy that until your hands are confident. After that, come back here and start picking apart the little bits that make sense to you, the stuff that you like, and you're like, oh, I'd like to be able to learn how to do that. So that's how we're going to do this. Now, you ready to get into this? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Denis Merkas, and this is my artwork. Here's a neck massage in its most basic form, right? It's just that up-down sequence going up the front of the neck, down the back in a circular motion. Now, the focal point in its most basic form is always on rhythm and flow. Rhythm and flow is a key to all massages, and it's a place where couples should always begin. Now, with rhythm and flow, you'll give the maximum amount of relaxation to your partner with the least amount of effort from you. And that's what we like to do around here. Work smarter, not harder. You know, I want to show you how to massage your partner for 15 minutes, for 30 minutes without hurting your hands. So let's deep dive into this neck massage and have a look at what my hands are doing. I'm going to start off with the relaxation side of things, with the rhythm and flow, because we can just go up and down the neck muscles, or we can take it to a whole nother level. So check this out. So I come down my partner's neck and into her shoulders. At the top of her arms, you can see I pivot and push her forward. Let's see that one more time. So I pivot and push her forward. The pivot helps me join the downstroke with the upstroke. And then I come up the side of her neck to really focus in on her neck. And this is what creates the rhythm and flow. So just do that one more time. Slow on the neck, and then faster and longer out to the arms, pushing her forward, and back, putting emphasis on the neck. What I'm doing differently in this stroke is that I'm massaging my partner up and down in a circular motion, but I'm also rocking her forwards and backwards. And so how this works is I come down either side of her neck into her shoulders, I push her forward, and she naturally will spring back into me. I contour my way into the neck, allowing her to find her neutral spot again. And this creates the rocking motion. I'm not pulling her back in, I'm pushing her, she's reacting back. And there we go. Rhythm and flow at a whole nother level. My focus is on the upward stroke, and I dilute the downward stroke so my partner feels that we're working at the muscles at the front of the neck, like the sternocleidomastoid muscle that we covered last week. Now the approach is highly rhythmical. Like when I speed up the footage, you can see that the power comes from my wrists. But it's not just that, I'm using my partner's shoulders as a fulcrum to gain even more power and make it smoother. Have a look at this. Oh, that looks good. My fingers are pointing forward to stay away from the throat, because you know what? In our massages, there's no choky. It doesn't matter how much you love your partner. You get close to the front of their throat and everyone starts panicking. Now also, I'm using all my fingers together to broaden out my stroke. It makes it feel like your hands are larger than what they really are. This is a hot tip for you guys who've got tiny little baby hands. Bring your fingers together to broaden out that stroke. Let's rewind this footage because I want to show you what I'm doing at the back of the neck now on the downward stroke, because we're progressively moving our technique from working at the front, the muscles at the front of the neck, to focusing on the muscles on the back of the neck. Now have a look, I've slowed this footage right down. There's a few things that are happening and this is really technical. My index finger and my middle finger are adding a lot of deep tissue pressure. That's where my focus is. There's so much pressure that you can see Emma's muscle poking out when the light hits that. Oh, it looks really good. I'm gonna rewind this footage just quickly. Let my head get out of the road. Have a look. All right, you can see how deep that is, but there's something else that's happening right now. The other part of my hand, like my pinky and my ring finger, and my hand is actually contouring out. I'm doing this specifically because I want to confuse my partner's brain. If I just use my index finger and my middle finger, it's going to feel pokey. It doesn't feel great. But this way, when I lead with the side of my hand, contouring down, and my index finger and my middle finger follow behind, I give the best of both worlds, which means that they get to relax even more, which allows me to go in even deeper at this stage. It feels absolutely incredible. This is super high level stuff. You would never have picked this up just watching the Melt video series or the neck massage video that I put out on YouTube a few weeks back. Look at it, that just looks epic. And then at the end of the stroke, I ease up and contour my way out. With this clip, it looks mushy and it looks coupley. It's like when Emma's head falls back into me and I catch her with my forehead. It looks totally romantic, a little bit cheesy, but if you know me, I'm way more functional than romantic. Like I'm always a massage practitioner first before I'm the romantic and I look at the mushy stuff. So, like if I could use my leg to rest Emma's head instead of my forehead, I'd do that. Whatever's most appropriate that the technique needs at that time. So the whole point of Emma falling back is that she's letting herself go and getting completely relaxed. I catch her head with my forehead. Again, it looks coupley, but what's really happening is her neck muscles get to completely relax. Her head doesn't have to support her anymore because I'm supporting her. Look, put it in simple terms, the more relaxed she is, the deeper I can go, which then creates even more relaxation. And if I have a happy partner, and then I get happy stuff like more motorbike stuff, and more car stuff, and trips away with the boys. And anyways, I'm kidding around. It really just means that it's an easier way to get into my partner's muscles and relax them when I can support her head and she's chilling out. And it also looks pretty romantic. It is nice. It's quite nice. Now, in this sequence, I'm doing something different yet again. So I'm actually dragging up, collecting tension, holding it at the money shot at the back here, which is the insertion point of the sternocleidomastoid. We talked about this last week. You need to go watch that video if you haven't seen it. And then I dump that pressure down the back of the neck and then contour my way out into the shoulders. This is a long full stroke that starts at the front, works all the way to the top, keeps dragging through the top, and then dumps all the way down the back. It feels absolutely incredible. Let's have a look at this. I come up either side. You can see already at this point, my middle finger is the main driver. My index and my ring finger are supporting the middle finger, and my pinky is just hanging out. I'm holding at the bony ridge, and then I'm pushing forward, look at that, and dragging out laterally to the top of our arms. Let's look at this from a different angle. Same technique, completely different angle. See, my middle finger is doing all the work, index and ring finger supporting, pinky's just hanging out. I'm dragging back. It's almost like I'm clapping my two hands together, but I can't because her neck is in the way. Look how white my fingernails are. That's how much pressure I'm using right now. Then I drag down. This is interesting. Look, my index fingers have bailed out. They're not doing anything. It's all about my middle finger and my ring finger. Pinky's doing nothing, and I'm dragging down. Look at that. Index is just chilling out. And look how much pressure I'm putting on the back of that sternocleidomastoid. Like Emma's muscle is just popping right now. That looks incredible. That looks so good. And then of course I contour out. Do you ever make strange faces when you're concentrating on something? I do it all the time. Look. I can't even do the face. It's my blue steel face. I can't do it unless I'm concentrating on something. To be honest, it's a little embarrassing. I get a lot of shit from people about that face. But oh well, it is what it is. I was in the moment, I was having a good time, and it just comes out. Same thing happens when I'm playing guitar or drums or just concentrating on something. Anyways, this thing does its own, has a mind of its own. So here is my neck massage in detail, slowed down. You can see we can get as technical as you want. Now, if you're just a beginner, don't freak out. I don't want you to think that you need to be amazing at massage to give your partner an amazing experience, because you don't. Your partner, all they want is for you to get your hands on them. They'd rather you have your hands on them than not. So this weekend, get your hands on each other because it's really good for you. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in next Friday night's tutorial. There's so much more to teach. There's so much more to go through. Now the good thing about the masterclass is everything's laid out. 17 massage techniques in progression from easy to advanced. All there. You don't have to wait till every Friday when I give you a little bits and pieces and you don't know how technical or how basic it is. It's all there, laid out for you. So go check out the masterclass. I really want you to. And if you like this episode, if you like this tutorial, smash that subscribe button. I'll see you next week. You didn't really think I'd smash it out here. My neighbors will kill me, and it's been 10 years since I've set this thing up. I need a few months to practice before I push this out to the rest of the world. Although I do miss it. Look how dusty this thing is. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, actually, one last thing. If anyone wanted to know how I slowed melt down, I use a program called Twixtor. It's a beast of a program. I had to run it through a number of different programs. So I put it into After Effects and then export it into Adobe Premiere. It was like days of exporting and trying to find the right settings to get it perfect. If you take a really good look, I tried hard to hide it, but there are some imperfections in the footage because I was, slowed down in post. It was shot at 24 frames per second, or a little bit less, whatever it is, 23.976 frames. So there are artifacts our skin does some weird stuff. Hands, my finger moves around a little bit when it's slowed down that much, and my partner's skin kind of looks alienated at some points. It's a little bit weird. But if anything, looking at this tutorial and going through the footage, I'm thinking I should get back into the studio and film another melt at a higher frame rate, maybe 120 frames a second or 240 frames a second. We can get it really slowed down. Maybe let me know, guys, you guys that have my masterclass, if you want me to get back in the studio and get this stuff filmed at super slow motion. All right, I'm out. Time to relax over the weekend. Oh, what a week. What a week. I did nothing but work on this video all week, and the business has been suffering. Yeah, gotta get back to normal work. I'll see you next Friday.